guys, so we are on our way to the Marine Corps birthday ball. There's my handsome prince. He's not dressed yet, and we are dying, you guys, with this sun. It is so bright. I can't even find a great angle. So you can just see like some of my sparkly dress, and then I'll show you more when we get there. But I was gonna ask you, what year, how old is the Marine Corps? Because I didn't know earlier in our vlog. Do you know?
240 years old.
I said 280.
1775. Before there was a nation, there were Marines.
Hoorah! I didn't say it right. How do they say hoorah?
Hurrah.
Hoorah!
It's almost like you're a frog and you got something in your throat. Hurrah.
Kill, 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 let the blood spill. I know that one. I said it cool.
Yeah, you said it real jazzy. Kill, kill, kill with the blood spill. I don't think I ever heard him say it like that.
So we are excited, we are childless. Okay, the video cut out on me and now it's not as bright, so I will finish saying what I was saying. I was saying we do not have little ones with us tonight, and so that's exciting because it's a night out. We get to actually eat a dinner without hyperventilation happening. Without me being like, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this the whole time. Anyway, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good time. Ooh, that sun. It's bright. Or else it's just me and I'm just shining.
It's kind of bright. It's hard to.
And look at this. I got my nails done, like fake nails, and I feel like I'm so like every time I get my nails done, it's just like I have to like flip my hair.
You feel all proper.
I do. But look at you guys. I got them rounded instead of squared like I used to do like back in the day. And that's just a personal preference, but I feel like with babies, it's not like I'm stabbing them in the face every time I change their diaper or other places, which aren't good. All right, we'll see you guys there.
Later.
Okay, so you may be asking yourself, why are they not into the ball yet? Why are we not in the ball yet?
Because I locked the keys in the car. Her purse is in the car. Her coat is in the car. And I feel like something of mine might be in the car. Is something of mine in the car?
Your
No,
keys.
my keys.
Kind of need those.
My bad. Who's bad? This guy.
That guy in a little coat.
That guy in a little coat.
All right, I have to share. He feels like he looks fat tonight.
Okay.
Which he doesn't. Oh, I should
There's
be
an
screaming.
entire parking lot.
They're all like, he looks fat. Anyway, he
Everyone
doesn't.
take a look at Jack Christensen.
That was not Trubisky ring. He thinks he looks fat. Meanwhile, I'm the one like rolling with some Spanx on.
Is it on?
It's on.
Alright. Fat guy in a little coat.
He thinks he's fat.
Guy in a little coat.
You don't look fat. You look fine. He feels like he's not as thin in his little marine outfit.
They sized me after basic training and I can hardly breathe.
We're walking into the ball and I have to show you guys these pretty lights outside. I just think it's fun. They're just like little shimmeries. Alright, and the waterfall, the water fountain, which Jacob would love. Hey, name tag. Mrs. Richard Christensen. I like that name. Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
I told him I'm embarrassed to vlog here because it looks like it's my first ball. Like I don't know what I'm doing.
You know how many balls this has been for me?
How many?
7.
7, but it's the
Seven
first
balls.
one where I get to sit with this guy.
This is the first one?
Yep.
No.
I got 2 in
very
Florida. Our very first one. So this is the first one in 6 years. I really like my eye makeup tonight, by the way. Okay, Bonnie Holine, thank you. Thank you for teaching me the smoky eye.
Thank you.
All right.
If I didn't say so, thank you.
All right. Oh, and you know what? I love it. This is so like hickish of me, but I love when the butter comes in little tiny circle cubes.
Oh, I
circles.
do too. Look at, show 'em.
All right, let me show you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Guys, okay, so it is Sunday morning and we are getting ready for church. We're doing the daunting task of getting ready with the 3 boys for church. So my 2 big boys, meaning Rich and Robbie, went out and they are getting coffee at Pete's Coffee for Mommy and for Rich so that we can have it during service. The little guys are inside of the den and they are dressed and getting ready and hopefully staying nice and clean and not getting dirty before church, because that is my biggest problem. Yes, I am wearing eyelashes again today. I had to share with you guys. I wore them at the ball the other night and then I'm like, oh, I have to get another use out of them. So I have them on today as well. I did not want to end our Marine Corps birthday vlog just quite yet because I did want to get a chance to have Rich just say a few words and I wanted to ask him a few questions. So I did want to just kind of give you an overall recap. I am sorry I did not get a ton of footage at the ball, and that was mainly because it was so dark in there during the ceremony that I would have had to put like my light on my camera and it would have probably been really distracting to the people in the audience as well as the people in the performance. So forgive me for that, but I did get some footage, some fun footage. And also I'm just so proud to be a Marine wife, you guys. I've always been, but every time I go to one of these balls, I am reminded of the fact that I'm one of the few Marine wives out there and that I am part of this great organization, our military, our Marine Corps, America, even bigger. I'm so proud to be an American. I'm going to say proud a lot in this clip. I was so proud to be Rich's wife. I always am very proud to be his wife and so proud of him. But he conducted himself just so well the other night, and I loved meeting all of his Marines, the other officers that work with him, the staff officers. Just great. Very fun night for us. And I'm trying to think of what else. The story, we had an older Marine come to speak, a woman that they shared her story, and she was one of the first Marine women, and that was inspiring. And it was really just a time. I'm so thankful for these men and women in the armed forces that lay down their lives every single day so that we can have freedom and that we can have life and go on living our normal everyday today life. So what a time of Thanksgiving and blessings, the perfect time of year to do this. And happy birthday, Marine Corps. Happy birthday, Marines, all of my fellow Marine spouses and wives out there. Happy birthday to all of you, all of our Marine friends. Thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day. This is a little bit later after that, but thank you so much every day for all the things that you do to keep us safe and to keep our freedom free. Thank you, guys. Okay, so we are here at church and we're outside of the sanctuary again because our little twins will not keep quiet during service. And Rich is running somewhere around with Jacob. I have Joey right here. He's so mad at me right now. Are you mad at Mama? Yeah. He's mad because I won't let him run, but I won't let him run because okay, so I grabbed 2 shoes this morning for Joey, and I didn't realize I grabbed 2 different sizes because they have 2 sets of shoes that are the same shoes but in 2 different sizes. So I grabbed him like a size 6 and like a size 5, and so he's running around like lopsided with a 5 and a 6, and so I won't let him run. So here's Jakey over here with Daddy though. You guys see him? There they are, over there in the distance running around. He's got the blue shirt on. See him right there? Right there. Nope, not that lady. There they are. Jacob's got the little green Christmas sweater. Rich says they're Christmas sweaters. I say they are holiday sweaters and that it's okay to wear it before Thanksgiving because it's green with little moose on it and not reindeer. Alright, well, they attempt the stairs. I guess we'll head over and meet them. Okay, babe, so while we have the kids contained, I wanted to ask you a few questions, because this is going in our Marine Corps ball vlog. Okay. So, what so far has been your best experience in the Marine Corps, or as a Marine?
Wow.
That's a big one. It's a loaded question, huh?
I wish you asked me that before you started filming.
Do you want, we can pause it and you can think.
Let's pause it, because I really would have to think about that.
Okay, so what is your, well, first of all, why did you choose to become a Marine?
Oh, okay. For me, though, I don't know, it's a little different. I was going to college, really like 9/11 happened, and then I started going to college, and while I was in college, I started thinking about becoming a reserve when I get out, because I just felt like I owed a duty to the country, and there's all these young men signing up, and here I was just going to school, you know, doing something for myself as opposed to my country. So by the time I got closer to graduating from college, I realized that no, I don't want to just be a reserve. I really need to go and serve my time, so to speak, or pay my debt. And so, yeah, I went and signed up with the Marine Corps, and I feel like I would do it all over again if I could.
Okay, so what has been your best experience in the Marine Corps, or as a Marine, or on deployment, or anything like that?
Okay, this one's a little bit harder because I actually have a lot of really good experiences. Also have a lot of really hard experiences, but the really good ones, I have to say, when you're in the officer corps, we go through this, our basic training we do as a second lieutenant, and it's called the basic school. And at the end of the basic school, we do a mess night where we all formally dress up, and we go through this certain protocol where we give toasts to, you know, the fallen Marines, or the toast to like the Marines of the Battle of the Chosen, and all this. There's all these things we do. So, but you only do it coming out of the basic school as second lieutenants. There's a specific event for that, and that experience, after 6 months of doing some extremely hard training and just working really hard every day, never getting a lot of sleep and all that, that night was a wonderful, like, culminating event where we got to just like hang out and be formal and yet really like relax and enjoy each other's company. And there's just something really special about that whole thing. So that's one of them. I'm sorry I had to draw it out to explain it, because I don't know if I could explain it otherwise. The other time was when you and I, Sarah, we went to 8th and I in DC.
Yeah.
And we saw...
You have to explain what 8th and I is,
so
too.
8th and I is in DC, and that's one of the oldest Marine Corps installations. And what they have there is our formal drill platoon. So when you see like commercials and they're throwing their rifles around and they're dressed blues and they're doing everything all formal, that's our official drill platoon there at 8th, and they come out of 8th and I, which 8th and I is the street is, so little interruption of the babies. So 8th and I physically is the streets of 8th and I in Washington DC, okay? And then the Commandant of the Marine Corps lives there. He's basically the highest ranking Marine, unless
He's like the president of the Marine Corps if they had a president, right?
Yeah, in a sense, unless there's like the Joint Chiefs of Staff and we have a Marine who's a 4-star general, and that's a whole separate thing. But generally, he's entirely like in charge of the Marine Corps. And so he lives there. And so when Sarah and I got to go and we got to watch the drill platoon and all that, do all their formal ceremonies, we also got to tour the Commandant's house, and we got to meet the Commandant, and it was just a cool event, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I felt like I felt like the wives enjoyed it as much as the Marines, and that always makes it kind of special too. So there's those two, and then the last one I would say is there are times on deployment where we got to actually go to certain liberty ports, and I got to see other places of the world in more of a relaxed setting, and you know, to include Hong Kong, Thailand, Oman, you know, places like that where I never would have gone if I didn't deploy. So I just chalk up to all those like liberty ports as also like some of the better times in the Marine Corps.
This question, why the Marines? Why not Army, Air Force, Navy? Why the Marines?
Okay. I actually got a little, I don't know if you even know this story. So while I was in college and I decided I was going to go active duty, or that I wanted to go active duty once I graduated college, I actually was in the Air Force ROTC for a semester. And actually, hardly anybody knows that. Sarah, you know I was there for a semester, but one of the things you don't know is while I was there was one day when we were training really hard for the Air Force ROTC, and we went on a long 3-mile run, which if, like in the Marine Corps, that's a standard run. Like if you're gonna run, you should run at least 3 miles. And when we were done, one of the things that was said is, let's do it all over again, in a jovial manner. And at the time, the leader of our group said something like, heck no, we're not Marines. And that bothered me. I really felt like, how are we allowing that to be an excuse? And so it was shortly after that I started looking into the Marine Corps, and I started applying to the Marine Corps, because they don't have like an ROTC. You could do naval ROTC, but I had already missed that opportunity if I wanted to do it that way. So I started applying to go directly to officer candidate school after I graduate. And I just kind of was working both things at the same time. The more I worked on trying to become a Marine, the more I wanted to be a Marine. There's like, for me, there's much more emphasis on real leadership, not to take away from anybody else, but real leadership by example, real leadership by putting your Marines before yourself. Those are some of the things that I really, really appreciate about the Marine Corps, where I felt like some of the other services, maybe they had a better function of management, where I felt like the Marine Corps really was a function of leadership, and I wanted to be part of that. And yeah, and it was just a good fit. And this idea of like, oh, I won't run as much because I don't have to. I can't stand that thinking. Like, no way. Like, let's put in our very best, and whatever that is what we should be doing. It doesn't matter about how hard it is. So that's kind of why I chose the Marines.
And let's be honest, they also look the best in uniform.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely liked the Marine Corps dress blues the best. Although I will say, the Air Force has some nice dress uniforms. The Navy's I just don't care for. And the Army's,
we have Army friends too, so let's...
I know.
All right.
I know. I love y'all, but
All
come
right.
on, Marine Corps uniform's the best. Like, we all know that. Come on. She said I could be part of
I
this.
told him he could be part of my part. So
here I
I wanted
am.
to share my experience in the Marine Corps, because this is our whole Marine Corps birthday vlog. And so as a wife, as a spouse, so distracting.
You said I could be in this. I'm in this. As a Marine
As a
spouse.
Marine Corps, it looks like you have no hair when I do that. As a Marine Corps wife, seriously though, seriously.
No hair.
As a Marine Corps wife, okay, so I met Richard when we were really young. I've told you guys our story before, obviously.
How young were we?
We were in high school, like I was 17.
How old was I?
18. And I did not go away to college. I went to college, obviously, but I didn't go away. I stayed close by and I commuted, and so did he. But I did not get some of that college bonding experience with like other girls, and I'm an only child and stuff, so I don't have sisters. And so for me, the Marine Corps, I feel so awkward because I just had coffee and he's like right in my face.
What are you talking about?
For me, the Marine Corps
Does your breath smell?
starting serious.
Okay, for real.
For
You're
me,
talking about how you didn't have a college experience, and when you came into the Marine Corps, because wives do come into the Marine Corps.
you do. You marry into the Corps. You marry the Corps.
You do.
Basically.
So the Corps ends up being our mistress. So
Yeah,
you're
there's
part
a
of
saying
you're part
about
of this one way or the other. Anyway.
Okay, so anyway, when he first graduated from officer candidate school, we weren't married yet, but we had been dating and we got engaged shortly after.
And
So that is
slowly
probably
fade
one of
away.
my best memories ever in the Marine Corps, was seeing him finish officer candidate school. That was my first one, because that was a really hard, tough, hot, humid summer for him, full of a lot of hard, bad things. As far as physically bad things in the Marines. Okay, so then we got married in July, and then we moved in like December to Quantico, Virginia. And it was there that I met my best friends, some of my best friends that I will ever have throughout life. They were the sweetest girls. Melissa, Katie, Kelly, Sarah Dietrich, all of you guys know who you are. There's more. There's a ton more. Lisa, I met you guys at flight school. Lisa, sorry. Everybody else I met at Quantico. Lisa and Heidi, I met you guys in flight school. Let's pause it. Okay, we're back. I put on Elmo in the car, and so I think that buys us another 15 minutes or so. Okay, so the Marine Corps for me was just such a fun experience, a wonderful experience. It was interesting because I was having a completely different experience during the basic school training than my husband was, than Rich was. I was having fun with all these new wives I met. We were having girls' nights at home. We were doing our nails. We were sitting out by the pool. We were just doing karaoke, going to all these amazing wife events. That is something the Marine Corps has done a really great job of in the last 240 years. Is that how old they are now? Mm-hmm. 240 years. Is that they now, in the last, I would say 20 years, maybe 30, but probably 10 to 20 years. They've done an amazing job of incorporating the wives and having the wives be part of the Corps too, and really feeling that pride and that sense of responsibility as a wife. So would you say it's been the last 20 years, babe?
Yeah, actually, one of the complaints probably, I don't know, yeah, about 20 years or so prior was that families were very much feeling excluded while their husbands or wives like went out and had to do their jobs, and they didn't feel like they were really like part of the family. Which one thing I will say too, what I noticed, and you tell me what you think, in our like Army experiences and dealing with families, the Army I think does a really good job of it too, and I feel like the Marine Corps has started picking up on how to do that, create that like sense of community where, hey, yes, you know, your spouses are asked to be gone a lot, your, you know, husband or your fathers and your mothers are asked to be gone a lot and work really hard, but if we can find a way to include them in this process, then they feel like they're part of that same mission. And I think you're right. I feel like the Marine Corps is really finally like doing it right. But there used to be a past complaint. We weren't part of that generation.
No.
I'm glad to hear you talk about how you felt really included, because that's how it should be.
So, okay, so we had amazing, they call them staff, basically like staff officer wives, right? I mean, their husbands were on staff at TBS, and then they were the wives of the officers on staff. Amazing. Mrs. Griffin, I don't know if you I don't know if you watched this or not. You were amazing. Just such a wonderful example of what a military Marine wife is. You handled yourself with such grace. You have a lot of children. You homeschooled. You still made time for us. You're a wonderful Christian woman, and I will always remember. And anytime I think of a Marine Corps wife, I think of you as the like epitome, because you just are a class act. So Major Griffin's wife, he's probably not Major Griffin anymore. He's probably maybe Colonel Griffin.
Or he's retired.
I'm not sure.
Because he was a prior guy.
Yes, loved you guys and your family, and
wonderful people.
Wonderful people. Okay, so just, and all those friends I made at the basic school, those wives, I will always love you guys for that time we had together, and just for some of those strong relationships we built, and that girl bonding time we had. Okay, so then we moved on to flight school, and I made a whole new group of friends. These friends were not all just Marine wives. They were officer wives, but they were Air Force, they were Navy, they were Coast Guard, they were Marines, and they were Army. Some were Army.
We had no Army.
Did we not have Army?
No Army.
Okay guys, so we're gonna wrap this up and get going. Thank you again. Happy birthday, Marine Corps. Happy 240 years. I keep feeling like it should be more at 241. All right, you guys wanted something really embarrassing? The other day I was like, I think it's like 290 years old or 89 years old on the vlog, and then I realized, wait a second, the Marines have been around how long, and our country is how old? And now I feel really dumb.
1775, the Marines were formed. 1776, our country was formed.
There you have
Declaration of Independence.
There you have it. Happy birthday, Marines. Can we get an oorah?
Hurrah!
All right, you want to close this out?
From our Camelot to yours?
You just say that.
From our Camelot to yours.
Have a nice day, and we'll see you guys back here. This is actually going to go up tonight, so we'll probably see you guys on Monday. Bye.
Later.